Welcome back to your TV classroom. Today is Friday, February 19th. I'm so excited it's Friday. Mabel, are you excited it's Friday? You are? Why are you excited? Oh, you get to play on the weekend? And no schoolwork? I love it. That's always nice to get a break from your work, isn't it, friends? Let's check in with ourselves and see how we're feeling today. What zone are you feeling like? Mr. Kevin, what zone are you in today?
Well, thank you for asking. I'm in the green zone.
You are? Why are you in the green zone today, Mr. Kevin?
You know, because it's Friday and it's a nice day. And I'm here with my favorite teachers in the TV classroom.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
Yeah. And how are you, Mrs. Wally?
I'm in the green zone. I don't really have a reason. I'm just feeling green and content and ready to go. Friends, make sure to share how you're feeling with someone around you. And then also make sure to ask someone how they're feeling. That helps us show our friends that we care. Now, it's Number Fun Friday. Let's take a look at some numbers and see if we can figure them out together. If you have 2 and then 4 more, you have a total of 6. This is something we're going to start learning how to do in kindergarten starting today, and we're going to act out the problems. Now on this problem, we have 2, and instead of 4, we have 5, which is just 1 more. 2 and 4 is 6, then 1 more is 7. Okay, I have 3, and then I get 2 more. How many do I have? I have 5. Very good. Okay, hold up 5 fingers and then hold up 1 more. How many do you have? 6. Hold up 5 fingers. Hold up 2 more. How many do you have? 7. Great job, friends. Let's look at what we're going to learn today. Today we are learning how to act out mathematical situations, not and mathematical situations. I need to fix that. Out a mathematical situation. Okay, before we begin, we're going to look at these hands, and then in our brain, we're going to figure out what 1 more is. Take a look at this hand. How many do you see? 1, 2. What's 1 more? If you said 3, ding, 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 good job. Take a look at this hand. How many do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4. What's 1 more? If you said 5, kiss your brain. Nice job, kindergartners. Take a look at this hand. How many do you see? 1. What's 1 more? 2. Take a look at this hand. How many do you see? 1, 2, 3. What's 1 more? 4. Very good, friends. Now this just says blank and blank, blank and blank, blank and blank, blank and blank. I'm going to write some numbers, and then Mabel is going to help me with his friend from 3rd grade to make a scenario using some bears. If you have counters, can you get your counters out and make sure that you're ready to do it with me? So the first one I'm going to do is the number 1. Oops, wrong color. The number 1 and 2. Okay, Mabel, what color bears should we use? Mr. Kevin, can I get all 3, please? You'd like green? Okay. Rafa, what colors would you like? Rafa wants the red. So Mabel's going to do the first number. Rafa is going to do the second number. So let's say the story. Mabel has 1 bear. Rafa has 2 bears. How many bears do they have? So what we do is we count all the bears. We have 1 and 2. So how many bears do they have? 1 and 2 makes 3. Very good. Okay. Now we're going to do 2 and 2. Okay, what color do you want, Mabel? Yellow? What color do you want, Rafa? Red. Can you tell me the story that this shows? Mabel has 2 yellow bears. Rafa has 2 red bears. What do you think the question is? How many bears are there? Friends, how many bears are there? Here, I'll lay these down so you can see that they're bears and not just look at the top of their heads. How many bears are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 and 2 makes 4. Okay, we're gonna clear it out. Make sure you're building your parts with your counters at home. Okay, are you ready? 3 and 1. You ready? Okay, Rafa, you get to pick first this time. What color bear would you like? Blue. Rafa's getting 1 bear. What color bear would you like, Mabel? Green. How many bears are you gonna get, Mabel? 3 bears. 1, 2, 3. What's our story we're acting out? Mabel has 3 bears. Rafa has 1 bear. What's our question? How many bears are there? Well, I have 3 and 1 more is, what's the next number? 4. 3 and 1 is 4. Very good. Okay, last one. 2 and 3. Okay, Rafa, you get to pick your color first. Which color do you want? Yellow. 3 bears for Rafa. Mabel, what color would you like? Blue. How many bears, Mabel? Mabel gets 2 bears. Okay, let's tell the story. Mabel has 2 blue bears. Rafa has 3 yellow bears. How many bears do they have? What is 2 bears and 3 bears put together? How many bears are there? 3, 4, 5. There are 5 bears. 2 and 3 makes 5. Great job, you two. Okay, let's look at this next one. We're gonna model these again with our bears. And it says 3 plus 2. I wonder what that means. Mabel, do you know? 3 plus 2? Do you at home know what 3 plus 2 means? When we plus, it's called addition. Everyone say addition. That's when we put numbers together to find the whole. We have one part and another part, and we put them together to find all of it and how much we have, just like we just did with the bears. So it says 3 plus 2. What's our first number going to be? 3. Okay, Mabel, what color? Green. 1, 2, 3. What number should I write? 3. 3 plus, Rafa, what are you gonna have? What color? Red? 2. 3 plus 2. What did it make? What do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3 plus 2 makes 5. Okay, let's switch it. This time, Mabel's gonna have 2 and Rafa's gonna have 3. 2 plus 3. Did you notice something? Before, it was like this. Mabel had 3, Rafa had 2. Now, Mabel has 2, Rafa has 3. Did I take any off? Mm-mm. Did I put any more on? Mm-mm. I just switched who had which bears. So how many bears are there? There's still 5. Let's check. 3, 4, 5. There's still 5 bears. It doesn't matter if Mabel has 2 and Mabel has 3 and Rafa has 2, or if Mabel has 2 and Rafa has 3. There's still 3 and there's still 2, and that still makes 5. Let's check the next one. 1 plus 4. Okay, so Mabel, what color would you like? Mabel wants blue. You get 1. Rafa, what color would you like? Yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mabel has 1. Rafa has 4. How many bears in all? 1 plus 4 equals 5. Great. 4, 5. Now it says 4 plus 1. Mabel needs 4. What should I do? Trade them? Okay. Mabel gets the 4 yellows, and it says Rafa needs 1. So Rafa gets 1 blue. Did I take any counters off? Did I add any more bears? I just switched them around. They're switcheroos. So now Mabel has 4 and Rafa has 1. So how many bears do they have? They still have 5. 4, 5. So fantastic. All right, let's take a look. 3 and 2 more. Well, 3 and 2 is 3, 4, 5. Very good. If 3 plus 2 is 5, then 2 plus 3 is 5. Very good. If 4 plus 1 is 5, then 1 plus 4 is 5. We call them switcheroos. Now, friends, let's look at what your assignment is for today. Today, you're going to be working on the pages 317 and 318. You're going to give examples of ways to make 4. And then you're also going to practice showing with counters and writing 2 plus 2, 1 plus 3, 3 plus 1, and 0 plus 4. That's your assignment today. Today we learned how to act out. Hang on, I'm going to fix it. Act out a mathematical situation. We acted out the situation with our bears, with our friend Rafa and Mabel, and we modeled the situation, and then we found the answer. Excellent job today, kindergartners. Mr. Kevin, if they want to send us something here at the TV classroom, how can they do that?
I just had a great thought.
What was that?
What if our students sent us video of them eating gummy bears?
That would be good. Or they could act it out with gummy bears.
Yeah.
Or what if they did a little skit with the people in their house or with their stuffies and they acted out math problems? That would be so cool.
That would be
How could they send us a video, Mr. Kevin? Because I don't think you can really send a video through the snail mail.
You can't send a video through the snail mail, but you can send a video if you have your parent or guardian or adult help you put it in as an attachment in an email.
Oh, yeah, they could do that. That would work.
Send it to tvclassroom@tacoma.wa.us.
Okay. Now, kindergarten friends, I'm dropping bears. I better stop trying to multitask. Now it's time for your break. Up next will be Miss Oslin. You need to get your learning buddy, your ELA packet, your learning notebook, a pencil, and be ready to learn with Miss Oslin. Have a great break. Have a great time learning with Miss Oslin, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Rules. 1. You have 10 seconds to pick your crewmate. 2. A new timer will appear with an exercise for the crewmate you picked. 3. You will get 10 points for each correct crewmate and exercise you choose. 4. If you pick the imposter, you will lose all your points. 5. See how many points you can get. Good luck.
kindergartners, welcome back from your break. Excellent job gathering your materials, being so responsible, ready to go for our lesson. You can take your learning notebook and your ELA packet and your pencil and crayons and put them off to the side. You can keep your learning buddy in your lap if they are going to help you focus. You will remember today and every day when we come together, your job is to listen, share, read, and write. And we have been practicing our active listening skills. So say these out loud with me. Eyes watching.
Eyes watching.
Ears listening.
Ears listening.
Voice quiet.
Voice quiet.
And if it helps you, body still.
Body still.
And even then, sometimes you might need to remind yourself to focus. If you notice that your mind starts thinking about something else, just give yourself some positive self-talk to focus.
Focus.
Because today we are learning, focus, Mr. Van. Today we are learning that writers gather ideas from questions, family stories, and keepsakes. Ooh, say the word keepsake.
Keepsake.
A keepsake is something that is handed down or something that is really special in your family. So we're going to do some reading today about keepsakes. And I want you thinking about what questions could you ask your family to gather ideas for your writing? What family stories do you know of in your family that could give you some ideas for your writing? Be thinking about those today. We're going to read this story called The Chalk Doll by Charlotte Pomerantz, and the pictures are by Ferney Lassac. And we're going to do some noticing about how our characters tell family stories, how our characters ask a lot of questions, and about keepsakes that our characters use, and how that could be an inspiration for writing. Rose had a cold. The doctor said to stay in bed and try to nap during the day. Rose's mother kissed her and drew the curtains. That means closed the curtains. Rose's mother kissed her and drew the curtains. You forgot to kiss me, said Rose. I did kiss you, said Mother. Mother went over. Oh, sorry, you did kiss me good night. Mother went over and kissed her. Good night, Rosie, she said. I need my bear, said Rose. Your bear? Said Mother. You haven't slept with your bear since you were little. I'm still little, said Rose. She hugged her bear. Mommy, she said, did you have a bear when you were a little girl in Jamaica? No, said Mother, but I had a rag doll. Now right there, our character is asking questions of their mother. Did you have a bear when you were growing up in Jamaica? What a great way to ask questions, to hear some family stories, to inspire writing. The rag doll. I took a piece of material and folded it over once. With a pencil, I drew the outline of the doll on the material. Then I cut along the outline and sewed the two sides together. Before I finished sewing up the doll, I stuffed the doll with bits of rags. Did you like your rag doll, Mommy? Yes, Rose, because I made it. But I liked the dolls in the shop windows more. We called them chalk dolls. Did you ever have a chalk doll, Mommy? Okay. Now, our character is asking another question. Do you think another story is coming up? Why? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Mabel, I do think another story is coming up because on the previous page, the character asked, did you have a bear? And the mother said no, and that led to this story, the rag doll. And now our character is asking, did you ever have a chalk doll? So I think Mom's going to tell another story. Now, stories oftentimes get started when someone asks a question, which is what we are working on doing as writers today. So the question was, did you ever have a chalk doll, Mommy? Let's find out what happens. Yes, my aunt worked for a family who gave her a chalk doll, and my aunt gave it to me. The doll was missing an arm and her nose was broken. Poor doll, said Rose. Oh no, said Mother. To me, that was the most perfect doll in the world. That's because she belonged to you, said Rose. Mother smiled. Now try and rest, she said. I'll bring you a glass of milk. Mother brought the milk. Rose drank half, then looked up. Did you like milk when you were a little girl? So it seems like after Rose's mom tells a story, Rose has more questions. And each question leads to more stories for Rose and her mom to share. And I'm noticing that most of the stories that Rose's mom tells are connected to a special object, the rag doll, the chalk doll. Now I think we're going to hear a story about milk, because her question was about milk. Interesting. And this story is called Milk. I loved milk, said Mother, but the milk was different. It came in a can and it was sweeter and thicker. Every morning, my mother took out 2 tablespoons and dropped them into the tea. We all got a taste. After breakfast, Mother would cover the can with foil and hide it. Where did she hide it, Mommy? Mother shrugged. I never found out, she said, but I watched her every morning and I dreamed that one day when I grew up, I was going to buy a whole can and drink it all. Did you? Said Rose. Mother was quiet. No, she said finally. I never thought about it till just now. Tell me another story, said Rose. I can't think of any, said Mother. Tell me the story of your birthday party. Mother looked puzzled. My birthday party? We didn't have birthday parties. What about the 3 pennies? Said Rose. Oh, said Mother, that time. The birthday party. On the day I was 7 years old, my mother gave me 3 pennies. I had never had so much money. The pennies were cool and smooth in my hand. I went to a store and bought a little round piece of sponge cake for a penny. Then I went to another store and bought a penny's worth of powdered sugar. In the third store, I bought 6 tiny candies for a penny. Now, we're learning about how our character is asking questions and the character's mom is telling all sorts of stories about different objects that she has. The pennies, the milk, the rag doll, the chalk doll. Take some think time and think about, what do you have around you that you could tell a story about? Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Mabel, I just thought about my earrings, and Mr. Oslin bought these earrings for me when he was on a trip. I could tell a whole story about where he was and what it looked like. He was in Vietnam. Oh, I could do a lot of writing just by thinking about the earrings that I'm wearing. Now, let's keep reading and thinking about how you as a writer can ask questions, hear family stories, or have keepsakes around you that could inspire your writing or give you ideas for what to write about. When I got home, I sprinkled powdered sugar on the top. I bet I know what happened then, said Rose. 5 friends came over. You cut the cake into 6 little pieces and you had a party. But Mommy, you didn't get any presents. No, I never did. Never, never? Well, said Mother, I did, if you count the pink taffeta dress. Taffeta is a type of material that you could make dresses out of. Well, said Mother, I did, if you count the pink taffeta dress. This story is The Pink Taffeta Dress. My mother was a seamstress. That's someone who sews and creates clothing. My mother was a seamstress. She worked at home sewing for other people. One year, she brought home some pink taffeta. Pink taffeta was my favorite. She said she would try and make me a dress for my birthday, but she was so busy sewing dresses for other people that weeks and weeks went by and she still hadn't touched the pink taffeta. The night before my birthday, I went to bed hoping she would make the dress while I was asleep. But when I woke up, the pink taffeta material was still there. I went to the yard and cried. Rose leaned over and hugged her mother. "Poor Mommy," she said. "Did she ever make the dress?" "Yes," said Mother. "She finished the dress a month after my birthday. It was the most beautiful dress I ever had." "What kind of shoes did you wear with it, Mommy?" "No shoes, Rose. We only wore shoes to church on Sunday." "You mean you went to school barefoot?" "Yes," said Mother. "Nobody wore shoes except the teacher, but I did wear high heels." Now this story is called High Heels. The road to and from school was paved with tar, and there were mango trees on both sides. We ate the sweet fruit and dropped the pits. They were dried in the sun. We took the dried pits and rubbed them into the tar on the road. The tar was soft and sticky. After we rubbed the mango pits in the tar, we pressed the sticky pits against the heels of our feet until they stuck. Then we walked home, clickety-click clacking in our mango heels. Rose smiled. "Clickety-click-clack," she said. "You had fun when you were a little girl, didn't you, Mommy?" I think another story is coming up. "Yes, Rosie, I did." "Do I have as much fun as you did?" Rose asked. Said her mother. "What do you think?" "I think I have fun too," said Rose. "But there's one thing I'd like to have that you had." Rose got out of bed and went to the sewing basket in the hallway. She took out a needle, a thread, and a pair of scissors, and some scraps of material. "What are you doing?" said Mother. "I'm getting everything ready." "Ready for what, Rose?" "Ready to make a rag doll." "But Rose," said Mother, "you have so many dolls." "I know," said Rose, "but they are all chalk dolls. I've never had a rag doll." Mother laughed. "Poor Rosie," she said, and together they made a rag doll. Wow, we learned about a lot of really special or treasured objects from Mother's childhood. Now I want you to think about, what special objects do you have? Do you have something that's passed down that's special in your family? Something like these earrings that are special that someone gave you? Something that you've made? Take some think time, and while you think about that object, think about, what does it look like? What does it feel like? How does it make you feel? Turn and tell your learning buddy about your special treasured object. Now, your special treasured object might remind you of a special place or a special person or a special time. And today, I want to remind you that we learned that writers gather ideas from questions, family stories, and keepsakes. So, think about, what family stories do you have? What special treasures do you have? Or what questions can you ask to gather ideas for your writing? Take some think time. Turn and tell your learning buddy what you're thinking. Mabel, I'm thinking of a clock that my mom gave me that I know has been in our family for a while, but I don't quite remember the story of it, of why we keep this clock. So I could probably call my mom and ask her about the clock. That would give me an idea for what to write, and also it would give me a good family story. Now, for your independent work today, you are going to find this page called My Keepsake Is in your ELA packet. And I'm going to show you what you're going to do with this paper. So first, you always start with your name and today's date. And then it says, my keepsake is, And on that top line, that's where you're going to write what your keepsake is. And I wrote a clock. Now, in this box, this is where you're going to draw a picture of your keepsake. So, my keepsake the clock sits on my mantle above our fireplace. So here's our fireplace. Just the logs. And we have pictures. And then the clock sits right here. And then down here it says, why is it special? Well, my keepsake is special because it's been in my family for a long time. So I'm going to write that. My keepsake is special because it's been in my family for a long time. That's 14 words. I better get started. Remembering when I write, I always start with a capital my. That's a snap word, my, finger space, keepsake. I can just copy from the word up here. My keepsake is, that's another snap word. It's also right here. I can just copy. My keepsake is special. There's that word. I can copy it there. Now my next word is because. Do you think I can fit the whole word because right there? No, I'm going to do a return sweep. My keepsake is special. Now, this is a new line, but I'm still in the middle of the same sentence, so it does need to be a lowercase letter. Don't get tricked by those capital letters. Because. My keepsake is special because it's been in my, I'm at the end of my line again, return sweep, family, lowercase, because it's still the same sentence, same idea, for a long time. And at the end of my sentence is a period. And then I'm going to go back and reread and make sure that I included everything I wanted to include and make sure it makes sense. My keepsake is special because it's been in my family for a long time. Now, kindergartners, this is going to be your independent work today, is make sure you find your independent workspace, make sure you gather your materials. You will need your ELA packet and pencil and crayon so you can draw your picture and write about your keepsake. You're also going to make sure you do your independent reading. Practice those strong independent learning habits. Make sure you have more than one book when you go to your workspace. So if you finish your book, you have another one right there and you can keep reading. You're going to be thinking about the story elements, which are, remember, character, setting, beginning, middle, end. Pay close attention to those story elements. And our strong reading habits that we've been talking about are noticing what the problem and the solution is to that problem in your books. And you can write about that in your learning notebook. And then for your writing, you're going to complete page 33 about your keepsake and writing about why it's so special. Now, once you've done your writing, we would love to see what your keepsake is and read all about why it's so special to you. You can send it to us. Mr. Kevin, can you tell them where they can send their writing?
Certainly, you can send it with your adults' help to TV Classroom at tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can send it in the mail, TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin. Now, kindergartners, this is time for our affirmation. This is when we get to say positive things about ourselves before we go off to do that really important work to grow as readers and writers. And today we did a lot of talking about objects and things and how things can be special to us. But I want to remind you that you as a person are also special. So your affirmation today is, I am special. Say that out loud with me. I am special. Excellent job today, kindergartners. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time in our TV classroom. Bye.
Hey kids, we want to see your work. Just send your pictures and your stories to TV Classroom, 601 South 8th Street, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.